Hello. So today I'm going to talk about how you are going to be able to fulfill your life purpose by maintaining your inner sense of comfort. Now, when we talk about life purpose, it's very important to understand that the whole concept of purpose is not a fixed and rigid thing. There are multiple, actually innumerable purposes laden in your personal life path. And if you want to know about what a life path is, I would have a link somewhere at the top of the video, which will let you go to the playlist of the entire life purpose series of video that creating at the moment, which will help you understand what a life path is. It's because once you recognize what your life path is, you are able to align with your personal journey of evolution of consciousness that you are here to experience in your life, and almost all the relevant experiences that you're here for suddenly starts coming into your view. Now with that I with that, it's become very apparent that we need to align ourselves towards our life path, which initially means that you are aligning yourself towards fulfilling your purpose. Right now, when it happens to aligning with your life purpose, the most important thing that is you need to understand is that your life purpose is your own evolutionary journey, right? And it's based on a certain thematic experience that you are here for, which I also talk about in my second video. Now, when it comes to aligning with your life path, as I mentioned in my last video, that if you just follow and trust your inner guidance, like what makes you feel good on a day-to-day basis, when you engage in a certain activity you feel good, and when you engage in another activity you feel bad. And if you just follow this simple little guidance that I'll be aligning more towards doing those things that makes me feel good, and staying away from those things that makes me feel bad, trust this little inner guidance. Even if it does not make sense, just trust it, because it's coming from within. A very higher aspect of you is guiding you towards your life path, and if you trust that guidance, you soon align with your life path. Now today I'm going to extend that uh, that guidance with a little more depth to it. So here I'm going to talk about comfort. So what is comfort? So usually it is in a certain part of the evolutionary journey, when you are transcending from your victim self to a heroic version of yourself. The heroic version of yourself, what happens is the idea of going out of your comfort zone, pushing yourself, challenging yourself, putting yourself into uncomfortable places becomes relevant when you're transcending from your victim version to a hero version. Now, which is something maybe I'm going to talk about soon enough in some of these videos about the life purpose series. But during the ascendance of consciousness, you were a victim consciousness at some point of your life, which you transcended and you became a hero. And right now you are looking forward to become a higher version of yourself, which is very much a wizard-like consciousness, where things happen on your own while you focus on your joy, focus on your passion, focus on your bliss. That's what happens in the wizard consciousness. Now, I have an entire program, a 6-month program that I'm at the moment designing, where I take entrepreneurs and people who are in any field of activity who are moving from their hero version to their wizard version of themselves. Now, if some of these teachings resonate with you, it means you are somebody who would be very much benefited from my program. Now, the first month of my program is actually free at the moment. It's because I'm building it, so anybody who wants to join my program can contact me through my calendar link, which I'll have in the description. And if I think, I'll have a discussion with you, and if I think you are fit for it, you'll have my first month free. Now coming back, the program is about helping you to take evolved your wizard version. Now, right now, here the comfort aspect becomes very, very important. As I mentioned, while you're transcending from a victim version to the hero version, it becomes very relevant to go out of your comfort zone. But when you're transcending from your hero to your wizard version of yourself, it becomes very important that your priority becomes to take care of your comfort. Exactly, almost like the opposite, but it's not opposite. It's just you ascended to a different level. Now your comfort becomes a priority. Now I'll be probably explaining about why is that so in another video, but just get this, your comfort becomes your topmost priority. Now many times, because you have been used to the relevance of going out of your comfort, it becomes very natural to push yourself to uncomfortable places, which means if you're an entrepreneur, you might be working way harder than you need to, doing things that you don't want to, but you're doing it for the sake because you want to push yourself, because you think pushing is the only way to get there, to being hard on yourself, doing hard work, and making yourself very, very uncomfortable in many, many ways. Now maybe certain physical ailments are coming up which is telling you not to do so, but you're not paying attention because you think hard work is the only way to go about it. Pushing yourself and going out of your comfort zone is the only way to go about it. But whenever, as I mentioned in my last video, that whenever something does not feel good, that is your inner guidance telling you, don't do that, you are doing something wrong. Because why would your emotions be in the first place? Why would your inner guidance would be in the first place if what they indicated were not true? If you don't feel good, if your emotions are against what you're doing, that means you should not do it. That is harming you. When you were coming from a victim state to a hero state, when you pushed yourself first, when you challenged yourself, or back then it felt good to challenge yourself, because back then you had more capabilities. When you challenged yourself, you crossed your limits, crossed your limitations, you achieved higher capabilities. So back then it felt good when you challenged yourself, when you put yourself out of your comfort zone. But now it doesn't. It means that part of your evolution is over. Now you need to go to your wizard version, where everything happens while you enjoy life, while you experience joy, passion, bliss, and you just do the thing that you like to do, and everything around your life takes care of itself by its own. Now I know it might sound like a very, very esoteric concept at the moment, might even sound very, very unnatural, that how can it even happen? You might not make head or tails out of it right now. Now believe me, that's true. It's because in the wizard state of consciousness, that's what happens. So my advice to you, and the next homework that I have to give to you on your life purpose exercise, is for one day, maybe just for one day, maybe it could be a weekend or holiday, allow yourself to do all the things that keep your comfort levels high, and avoid all the things that lowers or harms your comfort level, makes you uncomfortable, that is. And just stick to that for one day. Maybe take one Sunday and just do this comfort exercise. So if you are if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're anybody who is feeling, during the daytime you feel you notice your comfort levels, give yourself a rating from 1 to 10, and you feel yourself, okay, I think I'm at 3 on 10, and ask yourself, why am I feeling that way? And you might find out, oh, okay, I think I need to rest a little bit. Okay, so you rest, you don't work, rest for 1 hour or 2 hours, and come back and see where your comfort levels at. Maybe at that time it might ask you, okay, right now I would like to watch movie or something like that, and go really, really extreme on it, just for one day. It's an experiment, right? The purpose would be to make your comfort level as high as possible, really, really comfortable, stay for the whole day. And what to do next, I'll be sharing that in the next lecture. But the thing is, after you have done a full day of your comfort exercise, I'd like you to just reflect on it, like how it has felt. Or would you like to engage more on it or not? Do you trust this process or not? Okay, so that's it. That's your homework. Do it. and I'll be meeting you in my next video. So if you're watching this on my website or on my Facebook page, I would love if you leave a comment and like my video and share with some of maybe your friends, colleagues, or other people whom you know who might be transcending from their victim from their hero self to a wizard version. They're going through a sort of spiritual evolution in their life, and they probably would be benefited from this life purpose series. And if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, I'd love if you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell button, because I would be posting daily upload on this life purpose series. So you would be able to watch my video on a daily basis whenever I put them up. And leave me a comment there if you're on my YouTube channel also, because I would love to know how these exercises has been going on and what your experiences are, right? So have a great day, and I'll meet you on the next video. Bye-bye.